Thank you, Presiding Officer. I'd like to congratulate Jamie Hepburn on securing this debate on the Royal Mail. It gives us the opportunity to praise the Royal Mail's achievements and to repeat the points made by my Labour colleague Cathy Peaty in her motion, Keep the Post Public. Unfortunately, Cathy Peaty could not be here with us tonight. The debate gives the chance to restate support for the continued public ownership of the Royal Mail and underline the importance of the universal service obligation to people across Scotland and the UK. It is a matter of social justice that a letter can be posted to any address in the UK for the same price, and I am pleased that discussions on this are continuing. I too support the Communication Workers Union's position that the best way to protect the universal service obligation, including 6 days a week delivery, is to keep the post publicly owned. At a time of economic recession, the Royal Mail and its staff are making a profit. The Royal Mail Group third quarter results show revenue of £2.6 billion, up from £2.5 billion last year, with all 4 businesses in profit. This year's to-date profit of £255 million compares favourably to the £162 million for the whole of last year, with the full-year profits expected nearly to double. I believe that these profits would be higher were it not for the uncompetitive conditions under which the Royal Mail delivers mail for rival companies. The inbuilt difficulty of the last mile, for example, essential for the public but expensive for the Royal Mail. While many Labour MSPs have strong opinions on tonight's topic for debate, they also know that this is a reserved matter. There can, though, be no doubt that Labour MPs are standing up for the principles behind the Royal Mail. Dundee West Jim McGovern, a former PPS, is one of the 140 Labour MPs to sign the early day motion on the subject. As Bill Butler already said in his intervention, in contrast, we can look at privatisation in Scotland, where this administration eventually did back down from privatising our forests, but there were no examples of SNP members talking about a principled opposition to privatisation on a devolved issue within our competence. I've only got 4 minutes, so I won't, thank you. But I think that is absolutely clear.
Mr Gibson, that kind of remark is not appropriate. It will not be repeated. Marlyn Glen.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. The fundamental problem with the Royal Mail is lack of capital. I would urge consideration of alternatives to recapitalise the Royal Mail in order for it to compete on an equal playing field. In 2007, the UK Government agreed to a £1.2 billion loan facility on commercial terms to modernise Royal Mail operations, but 2 years later, only half of this money has been spent. And I don't take the other intervention because I don't have confidence at all, and I'm sure this is shared across the chamber, of what the Conservatives might do to the Royal Mail should they be in power. I think that's an important point. I feel that the current proposals could lead to profitable services being cherry-picked and the core post office being left with massive obligations and no real earning capacity. I also share the Union's concerns about possible job losses at a time when job retention should be a priority. The Royal Mail is an integral part of the social fabric of the country. I'd urge cross-party support for the call for a new relationship between management and postal unions and welcome the commitment of the Communication Workers Union to negotiate an agreement that would support the modernisation of the industry while retaining universal provision.